Hi, everyone, and welcome to Friday Maker Night at the Ajax Public Library. My name is Carly, and I am really excited to welcome all of you to our YouTube program today. Thank you so much for joining us in this different location. So today, our theme for Friday Maker Night is Dinosaur Dig. So you might be a fan of dinosaurs. If you have any facts about them that you'd like to share with us, feel free to put those in the comments. If you have a favorite dinosaur, let us know. My favorite one is probably, I think pterodactyls are pretty cool. But today we're going to be focusing on making two crafts related to dinosaurs. And our first one, let me see here. I have given them all a name in the PDF that we provided for this program. Yeah, our first project is called Mini Dinosaurs. And we're going to be making those by following these steps. So step one is to take an egg carton and a pair of scissors, and you're going to cut one section of the egg carton out. Just one of the 4 cups that I have here is all I'm going to need. So here I go. After that, I'm going to use my hot glue gun. If you don't have a hot glue gun, that is fine. You can use a glue stick, although what will work the best if you don't have hot glue is probably some white glue. So here is my egg cup, and I'm going to set this aside. Now what you'll be doing actually is decorating the outside of this egg carton piece to look like a dinosaur shell. But because I'm just doing an example, I'm going to leave it plain. I'm going to have my dinosaur be the exciting part of this craft. I'm going to take my hot glue gun, and I'm going to take a small pom-pom and a large pom-pom, and I am going to glue the little one on top of the big one. So this is why I recommend using hot glue, right? Glue sticks really don't work very well with things like pom-poms because they're furry. And white glue works okay, but you have to be very patient with it. All right, beautiful. So I've glued my small one on top of my big one. This small one is going to be the dinosaur's head, and it's going to be really small compared to the body. So that'll be kind of funny looking, I think. My next step will be to take a couple of googly eyes and glue them to the front of the small pom-pom. So I'm going to look for some really small ones, or maybe, yeah, I think small ones. Sometimes I think it's fun to use big googly eyes when I have a small surface, but this one is so small that I think it might work best if I just keep everything small. So here we go. I've found one googly eye. Here comes my second one. I hope you can see those. They're pretty tiny, but I've got one in each hand. And I'm going to use my hot glue gun, like I said, to attach these to the front of the small pom-pom. So here we go. I'm putting on one bit of glue and a second bit of glue right beside that. That will show me where I need to put my googly eyes. Here goes one. And don't worry, I will show you what this looks like as soon as it's all together. And here goes the second one. So here is my dinosaur so far. It's a pretty funky looking one and a little furrier than I usually picture dinosaurs, but that's okay. Next, I have some pipe cleaners. And my first step here is going to be to cut it into a couple of small sections. I'm going to try to, where did I put them? Here they are. I'm going to take this pipe cleaner and cut maybe 3 or 4 little pieces off from it. And what I'm going to do with these is make them go all the way down the dinosaur's back like spines. You can probably think of some other uses for them too. That's totally fine. If you think of some other way to use them, absolutely go for it. This is just my idea. All right. I'm going to try to stick them right into the pom-pom, but because mine are so fuzzy, my pom-poms, I don't think it'll really stay very well. Just sticking a pipe cleaner directly in kind of works the best if you have one of those firmer ones. So yeah, I'm actually going to get my trusty hot glue gun back out. I'm going to put a line of glue down my dinosaur's back, like that. And I'm going to use that to stick my pipe cleaners in. So now it's maybe looking a little more like a lizard, I hope. And again, don't worry, I will give you a close-up look at this dinosaur as soon as he's done. All right, what do you think? Does this look at all dinosaur-like to you, or does he just kind of look like a monster? Either way, pretty cute, I think, and kind of a little creepy looking. And I'm going to place it inside the eggshell as the final step. So there's two ways you can do this. You can either just put it inside, or you can do what I'm doing and add some glue to make sure that it stays in the eggshell. Let's do that. So here I have a mini dinosaur who has just hatched out of an egg. So now it's your turn to try that one at home. You'll have to let me know how yours turn out. If you'd like to share photos with us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, we love to see your crafts. I'm going to very quickly take you through our second craft for today as well, which is dinosaur eggs. So for this one, you're going to first need a bowl and some baking soda. So I have my bowl right here, and I have my baking soda here as well. And I'm just going to start with a 1/4 cup of baking soda. You can also do this with a 1/2 cup. Um, don't worry too much about how much baking soda to add just yet. It's a good thing I have my scissors. I think I might need them. Don't worry too much about how much baking soda to add at this point. If you start with a 1/4 cup or a 1/2 cup, you can always add more later. But this is a good, I find, starting place that will give you enough to work with usually. All right, so here's my baking soda. Here is my 1/4 cup measuring cup. I'm gonna scoop some out here. Whew. Wipe off the excess. So here's my baking soda that I will put right into this bowl in my lap. I'll stick the rest back into this bag. All right, perfect. So you should have at this point a bowl of baking soda. Your next step is going to be to add some water. So you don't need a ton of water. I would just add it in small little dribbles, like no more than probably a tablespoon to start. And then mix it together with your food coloring. Sorry, I'm spoiling the next step. With your baking soda until it forms kind of a crumbly paste. You can also add food coloring at this point if you want to, and I think I do. I think I will add some green food coloring here. Got 4 drops in there. Give you a look. So there it is. I'm going to stir it together until we get this crumbly paste that I was talking about. So my baking soda is clumping a lot, so I might add a little bit more water to it. So something to think about here is if you're going to use food coloring, what color you might like to use, how much water you think you might need, what kind of dinosaur you want to hatch as well. Because what we're going to do after this is put a small dinosaur toy or some other kind of toy in with our baking soda. And we're going to make an egg around that toy. Now, I don't have a dinosaur toy, but I do have something else that I think will kind of work to give you an idea of how the craft works, at least. I think I may have added too much water here. I'll give you a look in a second so you can see what I mean. All right. So you can see it's all stirred together, but it doesn't really look like a paste. It looks almost a little more soupy, right? So I'm going to probably add a little bit more baking soda back in to try to make it more of a paste. All right, let's see if that helps. I'm gonna take out my baking soda again. I'm going to take out my measuring cup again. I'm not going to worry about filling my measuring cup this time. I'm just going to take a little bit. I'm going to add it back in. And let's see if this works better. That's already a little bit better. And this is the thing about crafts and experiments, right? We're trying different things. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. It's all about trial and error. But basically, this is the trickiest part of this craft. As soon as you have this crumbly paste that I'm talking about, something that you can actually kind of pick up in your hand and shape a little bit, what you're going to do is scoop it out and put it into your hand and shape it into kind of an egg shape. So I'm going to try to do that here with this. Perfect. I think that's much better. So see the difference? See how it's kind of clumping a little more now? And it's really thick and my spoon's not going through it as easily instead of having that soupy kind of consistency. So that's perfect. I am going to take, for my example, just a googly eye. That's all I'm going to use. So you'll do this with a dinosaur toy. I'm just going to use a googly eye because that's what I have to show you how this works. You're going to take half of the paste from your bowl, and hopefully you're not wearing white like I am if you used food coloring. You're going to take half the paste from your bowl and kind of smush it into your hand like that. You're going to take your toy and press it into the center like that. And then take the other half and kind of lay it on top of your toy and use your hands to shape the whole thing into an egg shape. So see that? The eye is totally invisible. It's inside this ball. Now, of course, when this is just in my hands, it's very crumbly. It's almost falling apart. So my next step is going to be to put this in the freezer and freeze it overnight. I will only be able to show you the steps that I've done already so far. My freezer is not part of this setup, so I won't be able to show you that step, but that's the next thing. You'll put the ball in your freezer, freeze it overnight, and the next day, if you take a spray bottle or an eyedropper with some vinegar, and you put the vinegar onto your dinosaur egg, the egg will hatch, and it's a lot of fun to watch. If you've played around with baking soda and vinegar before, I'm sure you have an idea of what I mean. So that is it for this week. Thank you so much for coming today, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed our little different Friday Maker Night, and I hope we'll see you next time. We'll be back in 2 weeks on Facebook Live, and I hope we'll see you there. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.